my gosh, quick, everybody, act like you've never had a Wi-Fi battle before because it's a new Pokemon game. Oh my goodness, I gotta upload first so I get the most subscribers and stuff and views. So anyways, I've got a match here against Rich, InertFury, and this is a double header of sorts, but the first match isn't too exciting, but whatever. This was just me testing out my Wi-Fi to see if it still worked, and I'm surprised that it still works. So Rich decided to bring a real team, and I just grabbed a bunch of random pokes. And since I didn't exactly have a full team of 6, Rich just decided to pick one Pokemon and see if I could manage to defeat him, which was actually a very daunting task, and I think I only got destroyed like 6 times. So, here we go. Rich is going to be eventually sending out a Pokemon after the white sheet goes away that is covering up the battlefield. There we go. And now he's going to send out a Terrakion. And I'm just like, okay then. So I'm going to bring out my Sewaddle. And I'm just like, alright Sewaddle, let's get that speed and stuff going through. Not speed, not whatever. She's going to polish some rocks, get faster. Still don't understand how that works. I'm going to bite him like my bug does, because bug bites are very irritating, and hopefully it'll make Terrakion itch so he won't be able to hit his moves. So he decides to just keep polishing rocks because he wants to make them very pretty. He's got to sell them to the other people that use stealth rocks, even though it's not really that big of a deal. But hey, you got to make money somehow, and Terrakion has to put bread on the table. So now he's going to scissor cross me, and I just die because bugs don't tend to like being killed by scissors. Anyways, I'm going to bring out my Mudkip because Mudkip is way better than Oshawott. What are you talking about? That's why I have a Mudkip. So he's going to polish some more rocks because he wants to impress Mudkip. And Mudkip is going to bring out a water gun and shoot his rocks. And Terrakion gets very, very upset at him doing that. So now he's going to go for one more rock polish because polishing your rocks is something important to do as I throw mud at him because I want to make his rocks dirty. And since he's at full speed, he cannot polish his rocks anymore. So now he's going to go for a Stone Edge and hit me, which is just sad because all those nice rocks he just finished polishing off are going to kill me. So now I'm going to bring out my Riolu, and I forgot to put a focus sash on this thing. If I had put a focus sash on this thing, I would have won. So I go for a quick attack because I want to be able to avoid any moves, but he just close combats me to death. So anyways, that was a good game, Rich, and yeah, I mean, I just you'd think that sometimes with -1 accuracy you'd actually miss moves, but I guess you're just the best at Pokemon, and I am just nothing but a scrub. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the match, and shortly after that match comes the next one, which is in 3, 2, 1, and 0. Anyways, going to get on Wi-Fi again, write in my notebook. Gotta write some stuff down, playing Blue's Clues. Gonna figure out what Blue's trying to tell me. Apparently, she's trying to tell me to go on Wi-Fi. So, I'm going to go on Wi-Fi, and there's Rich. He has now changed sex, and now he is a male. So, we're going to have another battle here, and this one's a real battle this time, I promise. So, anyways, gonna have some connecting, gonna tell Mudquaza that I'm narrating a battle, and as you can see, it's OU and pretty much the exact same team, but he switched out a few pokes. So, as you can see, he's got sand. I just brought a bunch of random stuff because I'm in the mode of just bringing stuff. Why wouldn't you bring stuff to Wi-Fi, man? That's like the best you can do. So, we're going to have the long tarp over the battlefield, which is eventually going to be removed again. I don't understand why it takes them so long to remove it. Anyways, he's going to do some jumping jacks, get some going, blood flowing. Going to send out Victini, and he's going to lead with Ivan the Tyranitar, who was brought up through school and managed to graduate university, and is choice scarfed, as I am led to believe. So, I start thinking of letters, and I'm like, what letter do I want to be? I want to turn into a U. So I turn into a U and go back, and now I'm going to have to switch to something else because when you turn into a U, you can't really use anything. So I'm going to bring out my Ferrothorn, who isn't really on the HP bar now, is he? So he's going to crunch me because he figured I wasn't scarfed, I guess. And I'm going to just sit in here, bring on his HP bar, and he's going to bring out his Lucario. So I'm going to throw some rocks at Lucario because Lucario is just an annoying threat. I mean, honestly, just look at those spikes on his hands. You cannot tell me that's not a threat. So, I want to get out of here, going out to Creamstick, because Landorus is now a cat, and a tiger at that, because you can see there's stripes on his back, so he's obviously a tiger and not just a normal cat. I mean, come on, people. So he just goes for the Swords Dance, I think, after I intimidate him. He doesn't want to stay in at +1, and I'm going to go for another U-turn, because all my Pokemon just love the letter U. Now then, I'm going to bring out Barney Stinson, and I've named him Stinson because all he does is hit on you because he has Skill Link. And he's going to switch out to his Skarmory, which is actually going to take a very tiny amount from this Bullet Seed, because Barney Stinson loves eating watermelon and spitting them out at people. The seeds, that is, not the watermelon. And thus, we have a conundrum going on. So I have no idea what he wants to do. I'm just going to go for a Rock Blast to see how much it does. It doesn't do a bad amount considering it's Skarmory, but he's going to set up some spikes, because that's what you want to do. You want to make it so your opponents can't walk through the battlefield and attack you. It's like mines. That's what all the entry hazards in Pokemon are for. It's to be like an explosion on the Pokemon that comes out. So I'm going to bring out my Victini again. He's going to roost, because Skarmory is ready to get going, to get some babies in the family. His parents keep pushing him. They want to be grandparents. They want some grandkids. So Skarmory is going to have to look for some stuff. So I'm going to just show him Magic Trick, and then suddenly his leftovers are gone, and he's got a scarf instead. And now he is inclined to be going for the roost multiple times. So now he's going to switch out as I go for a U-turn, because, no, I go for a Fusion Bolt, because I figured he would stay in because a Choice Locked Skarmory is kind of useless. But he decides to save it because he knows he can get some hazards up later. So I'm going to bring out my Hydreigon, and I'm going to be like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Let's duel! So I'm going to attempt to bring him into a shadow game by going for a Dark Pulse, because that's where all of my Pokemon battles take place. They take place in the Shadow Realm. So I'm going to attempt to go for a Mind Crush, but he brings out a washing machine. And I'm like, do you have any change? But he dies. So let's duel. And I have dueled him into submission. So now he's going to have to bring out another pathetic duelist to try and kill me. So now he brings out a Tyranitar, Ivan, who wasn't very good at duel monsters, so he just tries to punch the crap out of me, and it succeeds. So I die. A horrible death, and I'm going to go to the Shadow Realm for eternity. So anyways, Ivan is a super powerful Tyranitar. Now I'm going to bring out my Jellicent, and after that I figured out he was Scarfed. So I decide to bring out my Jellicent, as I already said before, who, when you send Jelly, I mean, you gotta return it at some point. So I'm going to go for a Scald, because I have the chance to get the burn, but I never get it, because why would I? I mean, honestly, this game doesn't give me hacks. What are you talking about? So he's going to set up more spikes as I go for another Scald, because Shadow Ball will be kind of pointless, considering he has the Steel typing, and I don't want to be a stupid player. So he's going to get up all 3 layers of spikes, and I think I'm going to kill him off next turn, or he'll switch out for fodder. I honestly can't remember. I normally watch my battles back before I narrate them, but this is one of the rare times where I don't. So he's going to bring out his Specs Latios as I rest, because this is a Rest Sleep Talk set with Scald and Shadow Ball and Cursed Body, because the idea is you come in on something and you make it get a move deleted because of Jellicent's natural bulk. And since I'm EV'd to be bulky, it's a good thing, but since he's got the Psyshock, I'm not going to be able to take that many hits. So, as you can see, I'm going to Sleep Talk a Scald and also not get the burn, because I never get the burn. People act like it's such a high chance. It's really not. So, another Psyshock is going to kill me off, and I didn't know he was Specs at this point, but I guess I kind of figured it because of how much damage it did, and I get the Cursed Body hacks. So I was kind of confused as to why he switched out when I brought up my Cinccino, but I guess it makes sense now because of the fact that his specs had been covered in a goo and couldn't see through them. Anyways, I'm going to just go for the Rock Blast again, or Tail Slap. And yeah, that was Tail Slap, definitely. Anyways, going to kill him off with that, and now I'm going to have 1 hit left in me, so I've got to figure out what I'm going to do. He's going to bring out Lucario, and I'm pretty much having the end spelt for me out here. It's going to be spelt in the terms of extreme speed, which he goes for now. And thus, the world is starting to end and not become a better place. So I'm going to bring back out my Landorus, because last time it threatened him out, so I figure this time it should. but I don't know what he's going to go to, so I'm just going to go for an Earthquake, and thankfully he goes up to Tyranitar, so I'm not wasting my entire... No, I go for Stone Edge, whatever. I thought I went for Earthquake, whatever. I can read, I promise. So I'm going to be waiting for him to eventually do something, and I'm like, have you tried new U-turn? It's great! But unfortunately, since Landorus is no longer as fast as he normally is, I'm going to have to switch out and go out to Ferrothorn, and he's going to go for the Surf, which doesn't do a whole lot of damage. And thankfully I managed to correct an earlier error with this Ferrothorn, because before this it was running Layforb. Layforb? Okay then, self. I'm going to go for the Power Whip or Leech Seed. I honestly wasn't paying attention there. And I'm going to miss, because that's all I do in Wi-Fi battles. I go for moves and I miss, and then he finishes me off with close combat, as I get some Iron Barb damage, which is fortunate, but it's not fortunate enough. So I'm going to bring out Victini. I'm thinking for some reason that I can actually do something here, but he's got the extreme speed, and there's no way that's not going to kill Victini, especially with that crit he got. And now I'm going to bring out my Landorus because it's my last hope, and I've got no choice but to go for the Earthquake. So, going to do that, and I'm going to finally kill him off. So, that's good, but his Latios is naturally faster, so it's going to be able to finish me off. That was a good game, Rich. I swear I've never beaten you in 5th gen, but whatever. He's going to finish me off with Surf, because Latios is just going to grab on the surfing on the back of the Tiger, and he's doing that because it's extreme! Anyways, that's all for the battles here, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I would definitely like to read your comments if you want to leave them, but if you don't want to, it's okay. And, yeah, other stuff. By the way, people, I'm just uploading these because why not? I don't understand what the point is of not uploading battles when a new game comes out, because pretty much everyone does. And honestly, I'm not going to get any more views than I usually do, so it's not like I'm hoarding for views or anything. Why do I have to explain myself? I mean, my god, it's just a game.